Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about other YouTubers again, this time about JayzTwoCents. And you can already see I posted a comment here. And unlike the last time where we talked about Tech City, I'm not here to like berate him or like complain about him. I'm actually here to offer some advice. So, we're talking about the video. This GPU crashes when a driver is loaded, but why? So, this video came out, well, by now yesterday. But basically what they have is they... I don't want to really play the entire video, don't want to make this too long. We have a shot of the card. My internet is really slow. There we are. So, they have a GTX 780Ti amp. I actually had this card. I don't have it anymore, but basically this is a GTX 780 Ti. It uses the reference PCB, and but has a custom cooler that's actually not very good. But yeah, it's a 780 Ti. And as the title says, the card works, kind of, in Windows, until you install the NVIDIA driver, then the screen just turns black, or like it just won't install the driver. And it also shows some artifacting, as they say later. And they try a couple different things. They try flashing the BIOS, they try different drivers and whatnot. But they can't really fix the issue because, well, I have a pretty good idea, or more like I think I have a pretty good idea of what the actual issue is. And this video is basically me offering my opinion on how to fix the card. So yeah, and as you can see by the comment that I posted, I've tried to reach out to Jay through several different ways. First by posting in the comment, then by sending him an email saying the same thing as the comment, and now making this video, so that hopefully on some way he kind of gets to the information and sees this and gets told about what I think is very likely wrong with the card and how he can fix it, because he said they're gonna probably make more content about repair, maybe this graphic. He didn't specify about this graphics card or other things, but basically, it said at the beginning they're doing the 31 days of Jaytober thing. Like, they post a video every day, so yeah, maybe one of those videos still to come are gonna be about this card again. So yeah, so I hope I can help out with that. So, what I think is wrong with the card is memory corruption. I think it has memory corruption. That's the thing that kind of happens a lot, especially with cards like these, because like I had the card, so I can say the memory on this card runs very hot, because the only thing it has is a very thin aluminium plate that has no fins in it whatsoever. And that's with the heatsink that already isn't all that great. So the memory on this runs really hot, which just makes memory degradation and failure rates even worse. So yeah, so I think this card has memory corruption. Memory corruption can manifest in very different ways. Sometimes the card works seemingly fine, even runs benchmarks, but then just kinda crashes a lot. Sometimes it loads the driver, but once you put a load on it, like a benchmark, the card crashes instantly. Sometimes it crashes when the driver is loaded, which is what we have here. Sometimes when the driver loads, it's just a black screen and you have to restart the PC, or sometimes it still displays an image but artifacts. So yeah, there's many different, and sometimes it just doesn't display an image at all, not even in BIOS or before the driver's loaded. So there's many different ways how memory corruption can manifest, and it kind of always depends on how many errors the faulty memory module or modules, sometimes it's multiple, are producing. So in this case, it's probably a very light kind of memory corruption, which is actually, if you saw my video about the GTX 770 that I diagnosed, that card has the exact same issue. It has memory corruption on one of its memory modules, and actually I retested it a while ago. I actually got the card to install drivers and run a benchmark. Consistently. It's just like it ran Firestrike Graphics Test 1, but once it came to Graphics Test 2, it would always crash and always artifact, and it always failed maths with the same memory module producing a couple errors. So yeah, I think his card has this exact same issue because it's doing the exact same thing. So yeah, so to elaborate further on memory corruption, I would take the guide on diagnosing memory corruption on select NVIDIA GPUs using the MATS software by Texametry. Very nice channel, go subscribe if you haven't already. He really has grown a lot. His channel's younger than mine, and just look at his subs. Yeah, he's grown a lot. But yeah, he deserves all of those subscribers because he's doing some really, really good work, much better than what I do. And one of his videos is this guide on how to use the MATS mod software, which is basically about... we have it here when he shows the report. Basically, it's a software, you put it on a bootable USB stick, you boot on it, it runs a small test. It tests all the memory modules on your card, and as you can see in this example, he has one memory module that produces a lot of errors. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the exact same case with Jay's card, because that's the case with my card, which behaves the exact same way. Which is 770, a 780 Ti, same generation. Yeah, makes it even more likely that it's the case here. In this video, it's actually a GTX 1080, but same principle. There's a faulty memory module. And yeah, and this is what the software does. So what I suggest is that Jay gets the software, like basically watches this tutorial to set it up and how to work with it. Like there's a link here, how to use it. I use it myself. It's very handy because it tells exactly which memory module is wrong, and yeah, there's only the cryptic names here, but he explains it in the video. Like, just watch this video right here. He explains how it works. So I suggest that Jay gets this software and runs it on this card, and I'm almost 100% sure he's gonna have one memory module producing a lot of nasty write errors. And that's why the card is too unstable to install the drivers properly, because it's just producing a lot of errors because one of his memory modules has corrupted or has gone faulty. So, I'm pretty sure that this is this problem. So I just suggest he runs this software to verify that that is actually the problem. So now let's go to how we fix that issue. Well, this is where Jay might end up provoking another of Louis Rossman's very salty videos where he, yeah, it's just very salty and hisses at people. But basically, yeah, you have to replace the module. And it's a flip chip BGA chip. It has a lot of solder balls on it. It's kind of hard to replace. I've desoldered these modules myself, but I've never actually successfully replaced one. There's no real excuse why I haven't done it yet. Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it. I should be able to pull it off, but yeah, the main thing is you need replacement modules, and I don't have any. But yeah, you need to replace the memory module. Again, Texametry and also other repair people on YouTube have made plenty of videos on how to replace these memory chips. Like, you need hot air, basically. You need a hot air station. Like, you can't do that with the soldering iron. You just need a hot air station. You replace the memory module. And when you do that properly, the card is gonna work just fine. If it was the actual memory module. Sometimes the memory controller on the card dies, but then usually all the memory modules are out. I actually had that on a 1080 Ti that I also made a video about. That one had every single memory chip error out, and the likelihood of all memory chips dying suddenly is just so low that it just basically only can be the GPU's memory controller being the problem, because the memory controller is connected to all the memory chips, and when all the chips error out, it's probably the one thing connecting them all. But if it's just one chip, or sometimes two chips, it's usually the chips themselves. You just replace the chip, and the card is fine again. So yeah, that's basically the thing. That's basically the advice I was gonna give. So Jay, if you see this, or someone who knows how to get to him, your card probably has a faulty memory module. please run the matsmods software to verify that this is actually the case. I am very sure that will be the case. And then, well, either try it yourself or maybe ask a local repair shop to replace that memory module with a fitting one. I think they said in the video it's Hynix GDDR5, so you need to replace the Hynix module with other Hynix chips. If you use a Samsung or Elpida one, it's not gonna work right, because they need a different BIOS timing, memory timing set. But yeah, you just read the part number and get the exact same one. There's a part number on the memory chips, just read that one. So yeah, and I think if you replace that module, the card is gonna be fine again. It's gonna work. It's gonna work again, assuming that is actually the issue. But then again, I'm fairly confident that is the issue, and also assuming that, well, your replacement, your repair works out. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad at him if he tries this himself and maybe messes up the card. It is just a 780 Ti. It's a reference card. The reference cards have a very, very weak and pathetic VRM. You can't really use them for anything except running them stock. And even this card running stock runs so hard that the memory modules die on it. Or just generally 780 Ti reference cards just die a lot to many different things, like the memory inductors blowing up or the V-core power stages blowing up. They're just a very, very not ideal design. But anyway, this card probably has a dead memory module. If you replace that, that's probably going to be the cause. And to further reiterate that point, I've gone to eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is basically Craigslist but German, because I am in Germany, and I've looked up some graphics cards. So we have a 780 Ti and two 780s. And I'm gonna, well, the description is in German, but translated basically means the PC boots and goes to the login screen, but after that there are artifacts. See last image. So we're gonna look at the image, and we have this. So that's basically the same thing that JayzTwoCents saw, just that in his case it was less, it wasn't white, it was like red artifacts. But basically he saw these lines as well, so that's kind of the same thing that he saw. So yeah, there's another 780 Ti having a very similar description, like it goes onto the login screen, which is the point when the driver initializes, and then it starts to artifact. Very likely same issue. Here we have a 780. Sadly, we don't have a picture, but it also says sadly defective. PC boots with the graphics card, but the picture has magenta-colored artifacts. So again, same description as what JayzTwoCents saw. And here we have also an AMP edition. Not a Ti, but a normal 780, but like it's also still a reference card with the exact same cooler design on it as he has in the video, like same card, just not a Ti core, just a different GPU on it, like, well, still the same GPU, it just has a few more shaders disabled than this one. But yeah, also I don't think a picture of the actual defect, but it also says the graphics card is the problem, that it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I don't know what the cause of this is, and then he like tries to estimate what it could be, blames the power supply, or like basically just guesses. But that again sounds like memory corruption. So the card boots up, and then he probably has a very mild case of memory corruption, like that GTX 770 of mine I was talking about, where it kinda is just about stable enough to install the driver, but if you put like a heavy load on it, it's erroring out too much and the card crashes. And that's basically it. So again, very likely same thing, exact same model, just not a Ti, it's a normal 780, but like there's basically no difference between, like I think a normal 780 has 2304 cores, a 780 Ti is 2880 cores. Apart from that, they should be identical. Yeah. I think that is what's wrong with this graphics card. I hope this message somehow, either through this video, or the comment, or the email I sent, makes it to JayzTwoCents, and I hope he, I hope he's gonna be able to save the card, because, well, a 780 Ti is old, and this particular one is a reference card. You can't really do a lot with them, honestly, but I still like the 780 Ti is my favorite graphics card. Purely because I always wanted one, and then I had one for 4 years, and I still like that card, even though it's way too slow to do anything these days. So if I can save a 780 Ti somewhere, I'm gonna jump on that opportunity. So, yeah. So, I hope the message gets to him, and if you're just someone else viewing the video, well, I hope I could educate you a little bit on this issue, because this issue, like, as you can see by the 3 examples, I spent like 2 minutes looking for that. There's a lot of these cards having these issues. It's a very common issue. Actually, the 780 Ti I ran for over 4 years had that exact same issue. It died to that exact same issue. So yeah, a lot of cards have this issue. So if you have that card, there's a fairly high chance, if it still puts out an image, that you have that problem. So yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if it isn't too much for you, I would like to ask if you could give a like to the video and subscribe, because that really appeases the YouTube algorithm and helps the channel grow. So until next time, goodbye.